Call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the model high school Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
we're gonna take care of you.
If you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors have a tough, heavy-duty steel frame, so they can lift fallen trees and everything else thrown our way. And you're tough, too. You maintain roads and mend fences and give your neighbors a hand and still make it to church on Sunday. Now that stuff sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
At Northwest Georgia Media, we're all about capturing the moments that matter to you. From sports to arts, from concerts to business events, we're equipped to share what's happening in your world, live and in high definition. We leverage cutting-edge technology and a knowledgeable crew to see that your most unforgettable events remain just that, unforgettable. Northwest Georgia Media, where the world is your audience. High school basketball coverage begins now. This broadcast is produced by Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ Radio. Coverage is also provided on the Southeast Sports Network. You're watching high school basketball action.
And actually this evening we've got Grayson Atkins on the mic with me. I should have mentioned that to our board op as we get ready to roll, but I am Matt Davis and we are here inside Woodard Gymnasium. And as you can hear the crowd going crazy already in the gymnasium here tonight as we've got a JV game that's taking place as we get going here in Woodard Gymnasium. And right now with 21.3 seconds left on the clock in this JV game, Model just took the lead 42-41. It looked like there was a technical foul and they had several shots at the line, if I caught that correctly.
Yeah, it was certainly a little chippy there towards the end. Coach, I believe Chris Berry, who we'll probably talk about it later, especially during the boys game, was a Model grad, played with Coach Travis, I'm pretty sure. Got a technical foul and Model got some free throws towards the end of that game, and now they have the lead 42-41. So a little bit of flares going up here in this JV game. So it'll be fun to see how this one goes down during the last 21.3 seconds of the game.
So we'll be keeping an eye on that here for the next couple of minutes, but we do welcome you into live coverage of Model basketball tonight, whether you're watching on the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media or listening on the radio tonight. However you're with us, we're glad you are with us because we are glad to be here. I got to tell you, man, I'm glad that we're at an indoor event today because it's pretty nasty outside with all the rain. It's a perfect night to sit in the gym here at Woodard Gymnasium and take in some basketball.
Yeah, and especially this is unique for me because as much as I've called a lot of Model basketball games in my time here, never once have I been on the radio or live stream calling a game at Model. I've always been doing PA or whatever else it may be. So it's a unique opportunity before I head back to college tomorrow.
Well, we're going to keep it here, and we'll take our first break once this JV game concludes, and I apologize, I don't have the rosters for the two teams because we weren't planning on broadcasting any of this game, but it's kind of carried over a little bit later, and we want to make sure that you get the opportunity to see and hear what is going on in this particular game, because obviously it's been a great game throughout from start to finish. It's been very close and back and forth, and now Model's got the lead by 1 point. That goes off the front of the rim. It stays a 42-41 game with 20.1 seconds left in the clock, so plenty of time for it to be either team's game at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see how the next 20 seconds of this game shakes out and who ends up being the victor. Right now, Sonoraville has the basketball after Model sinks another free throw. It's a 2-point game. Sonoraville can hold the ball for the last shot if they want to. They put up a three. That's off the side of the rim, won't go. And Model gets the rebound immediately. There's a foul. So Model's going to go back to the free throw line with an opportunity to ice this game with 10.6 seconds left to go, Grayson.
Yeah, and especially if Sonoraville gets the ball, they're going to be really aggressive and try to score quick just because of the amount of time that's left on the clock. And I don't exactly know if any team has, especially if Sonoraville has any timeouts left. So you're going to have to keep fouling, and you're going to have to try to pry yourself back into this ball game. But right now, especially with 10 seconds, we've seen weirder things, but you know, right now it looks like Model's probably going to end up getting this one in the bag. Not speaking too soon, but the way it's looking, especially with clock management and having a foul, you know, it's going to be really hard for Sonoraville to pry back into this game.
So huge free throws coming up here for Model with 10.6 seconds left to go. If he can make both of these free throws here, he can make it a 2-score game. First one's on the way, and that one is in. This next one is massive here. If you can make this a 2-score game, it is going to be almost out of reach here mathematically for the Sonoraville Phoenix. Second shot, that one rattles off the rim, leaves a little daylight here for Sonoraville. 8 seconds left to go. Can they hit a three and extend the game? They get in range. Here's the shot, and it is in.
Wow.
This game is going to overtime as the young man knocks down a three and makes it a 44-40 game. So this one's going to overtime. What a clutch shot right there, Grayson.
What a clutch shot. I feel like I just ate my words with that one. Cotton, the missed free throw towards the end, gave some daylight. As you said, we have some free JV basketball here, and right now this crowd is already amped up. So that's a good thing to see for this Model environment. That's a good thing to see if you're Sonoraville. That's some good momentum, especially going into the rest of these games.
Well, what we're going to do is go ahead and take a 1-minute break. We'll come back for the overtime period of this game, and again, we were not planning on broadcasting any of the JV action today, but we got a barn burner, so we got to tell you what's going on. But if you're wondering why we're not giving you names, it's because, again, we weren't planning a broadcast for that, so we don't have any rosters and things of that nature. So we'll do our best with what we've got, which is not much, but that's okay. We're going to have varsity basketball coming up for you. Model Lady Devils and Sonoraville Lady Phoenix coming up in a little bit, but we're getting free basketball, as Grayson mentioned, in the JV boys game, and we'll do our best to call it for you when we come back in 30 seconds.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're going to take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Tip-off here of the overtime period of the JV basketball game. The tip is going to go to Model. They're going to open up here in this 3-minute period here in overtime, see if they can settle the score here and pick up a victory. Right away, we got a jump ball right out of the gate. And Grayson, these two teams have absolutely been getting after it the entire game. They're going to sleep well tonight, no question about that. A lot of energy in this game.
Yeah, and you look at whenever I got here, this game was just starting, and I remember looking at the score, and neither team could pull away or, you know, get to be able to find a sustainable lead. It was always back and forth, back and forth. You can never really tell where the tide was turning, and right now we're in 2:52 overtime tied. So, you know, it's going to be fun to see how this game ends.
Oh, no question about it. We're just going to keep it right here through the game, and then we'll launch into our regular pregame. And this has been a lot of fun. And I will mention to you earlier, there was a JV girls game between Sonoraville and Model, and it was a close game as well. Sonoraville won that one 41-40. So the JV teams tonight have matched up extremely well, and it's going to be interesting to see in the next two games as well. The Model Lady Devils take on the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix, both really successful programs in recent years. Model comes in the game 9-5. Sonoraville is an 11-4 team so far this year, and both had nice runs in the state tournament last year. And, who knows? They could be teams that do that at the end of the year this year. We got a lot of basketball to play, but that's one of those matchups that you feel like will really pay some dividends when you get to the end of the year, having tough non-region matchup like that for both teams at this part of the season. But right now, Sonoraville with the ball. Nice cut to the basket, but the passing lane shut down, picked off. Model comes back the other way. They dribble in front of the Model bench. Now they'll back up, reset their offense with 2:30 left to go. We are tied 44 apiece. Nobody has scored in the first almost a minute here of the overtime period. They're working it around the perimeter, are the Blue Devils. Dribbling between the circles now towards the near side. They work it to the right wing corner. Now back up top they go. Going to find the right wing side, work it back between the circles. Now back to the near side. They're trying to work it low, trying to get an open outside shot. Almost had one there. Now they'll drive towards the baseline. Underneath, a pass. Ball is going to be picked up, and another jump ball. We've seen a couple of those already here early in the overtime period.
And another interesting thing is in JV ball, there's no shot clock. So you don't have to get really in hurry for a shot in that 35-second window. You can kind of hold the ball, really be patient with it. So that may be another thing to see as this ball game goes on. And it's also interesting, whichever team goes down, even with like a minute 50 left, teams can just hold the ball. So, you have to start fouling early, especially if you get into a situation like that.
And so Model is set to Sonoraville is set to inbound the ball here from the near sidelines in just a couple of moments. They will bring it in from the backcourt after the inbound pass. And again, we do not have rosters for the JV teams. We're here to broadcast the varsity games, but hey, we're here, so why not? They go inside, shot off the glass. Nope, just went right through the hoop, and it is good. Score moves to 46-44 in favor of Model. I got to tell you, old habits die hard. I was about to write down the score in my scorebook, but we don't have this game in there. That one's going to be off the side of the rim, picked up by Model. And we got 1:13 left to go. Model leads it by 2 in this first overtime period over Sonoraville. Good crowd on hand, obviously, because the girls' game in varsity basketball is supposed to start right at 7 tonight. So some of the fans that are in here for that game are already here, and they're getting a real treat here. It's also alumni night here inside Woodard Gymnasium. So I think it's pretty fitting that we've got a Model alum who is on the broadcast with us tonight, Grayson Atkins, who graduated last year and is now a freshman at Samford University here for Christmas break.
Yeah, it's been a fun Christmas break. Haven't done a whole lot, but it's always good to be back in town and good to be able to see some old ball games, especially the Christmas tournament. It's always been fun to watch Christmas tournament, and just be able to come back and see some local games, being involved is always fun. But now I leave Sunday to go back, so it's about time to get back to business.
Got a couple of free throws coming up for Model. First one's on the way. That one's off the back of the rim. It will not fall, so the score remains a 2-point game with 1:06 left to go in the first overtime. And this is one of those matchups where it may take more than one overtime period to get things settled here inside Woodard Gymnasium. Both of these teams really want to try to win this game. Second shot on the way. That one is through. That makes it a 3-point ball game with 1:05 left to go, and the clock ticking as Sonoraville brings it up the floor.
And I'll tell you what, if these two games are any indicator of what's to come, man, we're in for a great night of basketball here in Woodard Gymnasium.
Here's a quick 2. That one's off the side of the rim. Battle for the rebound ensues. Sonoraville comes out with it, and he travels as he spins around. So that's a huge turnover right there in favor of the Model Blue Devils. So now with 51.1 seconds left to go in the game, they got a 3-point lead. Pretty soon you're going to have Sonoraville in a situation where they're going to have to foul. Here comes Model on the other end. They go outside in, misses the shot, and now young man is going to go to the free throw line here.
That was a good idea not to shoot that from the corner, because you had a wide open, or not necessarily a wide open layup inside, but a good little feed inside that led to a foul. And it'll be interesting to see what happens when Sonoraville gets the ball and how they use their defense and offense with 42.3 seconds left.
First shot's on the way and through. That makes it a 4.2 score game, which is massive with 42.3 seconds left to go. That definitely makes things pretty difficult here for Sonoraville. Definitely plenty of time, but you'd rather be in Model's spot with a 4-point lead at this point in time. They are somewhat in the driver's seat with 38.7 seconds left to go. But again, in a basketball game, a lot can happen in the final 38.7 seconds. So Model nowhere near out of the woods yet here in this JV game in overtime. Model does have the ball on the right wing side, and they're going to try to hold the ball as long as they can, I would presume. They go inside, and now Sonoraville has to foul. And we're going to see free throw shots, I believe, coming up here for the Blue Devils.
I'm surprised Sonoraville didn't foul a little bit earlier than that. You ticked off, around 7 or 8 seconds off the clock. That takes off a lot of time to get a shot off on the offensive end. Surprised they didn't foul a little bit earlier than that.
So if Model can have success at the free throw line here, first shot is missed, going to make things really difficult on the Sonoraville Phoenix here in this overtime period. What a JV basketball night it has been inside Woodard Gymnasium. We mentioned the girls' game was settled in a 1-point game, and this one goes to overtime. 2 missed free throws. Sonoraville goes up for the rebound and gets fouled. And so this is really a huge opportunity here for Sonoraville, because with 29.6 seconds left to go on the clock, Model has a 4-point lead, but Sonoraville has an opportunity to get some points with the clock stopped. So if this young man can step up and knock down a couple of clutch free throws, all of a sudden you got a 2-point game and really plenty of time left. First shot's on the way. It is through. Ice water in his veins. He knocks down the first one, cuts it to a 3-point score game. So this thing is not over yet, folks. Second shot on the way, and that one drops as well. So it's a 2-point game in favor of Model under 30 seconds to go in the first overtime of this JV basketball game. Feels like a playoff atmosphere. Model has the basketball tied up, and a timeout is going to be called by the Model JV basketball team and Coach Goss. Good timeout there, Grayson.
Yeah, that was a good timeout. Just a hard trap in the corner, nothing really open. If you would have thrown it over, may have gotten the ball in harm's way. Just a good little timeout there, just to kind of reset and get a play drawn up off the sideline.
Well, folks, we welcome you into our broadcast. We're going to be a little bit behind schedule getting started with our varsity games here tonight, but I don't think anybody that's in the crowd here is complaining one bit, because they're being treated to an excellent basketball game. Seen some high-level competition in both JV games tonight, and I presume we're going to see the same coming up for the rest of the evening. So settle in with us. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we'll keep you updated for those of you that want to watch some hoops tonight, some high school hoops, but also want to keep in touch with what's going on in sports. Otherwise, there is a pretty big football game that's being played down in Atlanta tonight that starts in about 30 minutes. It's Indiana and Oregon to see which team's going to punch their ticket to play the Miami Hurricanes in the national championship in Miami a week from Monday. And I got to tell you, man, that game last night between Miami and Ole Miss, that was one of the best college football games that I've ever seen. It was awesome.
That was really good, but we're gonna keep the main thing right now, especially for me. But yeah, that was certainly a good game.
All right, so Model inbounds the ball, immediately gets fouled, so they're going to have a couple of free throws coming up here in just a couple of moments with 21.7 seconds left to go. The Phoenix on the other end just scored on a couple of free throws to cut it to a 2-point game, so crucial free throws here. A lot of pressure on these shots, but it doesn't bother that young man. He knocks down the first and made it look easy.
Yeah.
So one more coming up. This will make it a 2-score game. He knocks it down. That is huge. And Coach Goss is going to call another timeout. So we'll take this one with him. 50-46. Model can almost taste it right now, but still some time left. We'll step out for a 30-second break.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're going to take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
welcome you back to the JV basketball game. Weren't intending necessarily to broadcast it tonight, so we don't have the rosters, but we're here and we're enjoying it, so we're going to keep rolling with it. Here's Sonoraville with a three-point shot just off the mark. Put back, won't go. Rebound with under 10 seconds to go and a foul, so that's going to put Sonoraville at the free throw line here. And with 8.2 seconds left to go, Model leads at 50-46. If Sonoraville can knock down 2 free throws and make this a 2-point ball game, even with 8.2 seconds only left to go on the clock, Sonoraville still has an outside chance of being in this game here at this point. First shot is missed. A lot of pressure in this situation, no doubt about it. So one more coming up. Sonoraville at the free throw line, needing this free throw to make it a one-score game. Rattles around the rim and off. Battle for the rebound. Put back goes in. We got a 2-point game. 3 seconds to go. Time is on Model's side at this point. A lot of time came off the clock right there. So 2.1 seconds left, and the coach here from Sonoraville, the JV team, takes a timeout here to preserve what time is left and devise a plan of what to try to do here with 2.1 seconds left to go, and Model set to inbound the basketball. So they've got to have a turnover and a quick shot and score, and it has to happen within the span of 2.1 seconds. So we'll see. I'm sure that crazier things have happened in basketball games, but it's going to be one of those things where you have to have a lot of things work in your favor, and it has to happen in a split second for you to have that shot. So we'll see.
And you're going to have to foul on contact, especially. You can't let a lot of time run off the clock. And even if, you do get to the free throw line and Model makes one and misses another, vice versa, that's going to be a full court heave. So the likelihood of if you foul and get a free throw, that's still going to be pretty low. So essentially you're really going to hope for a turnover or a layup here and then a shot. That's what you're betting on, at least.
So Model trying to get the ball in securely and get the last 2 seconds off the clock. There's the foul with 0.6 seconds left to go. And to your point, Grayson, going to put Model on the line here. Even if they miss both of the free throws, it's still going to be almost impossible for them to get a shot off.
And I would even suggest maybe even missing the second free throw, because that's 0.6 seconds to chuck the ball up full court, get enough power on it where it can hit the rim. So we'll see how this goes. But if I were in the situation, which I'm obviously not, I would think about missing the second free throw.
Well, if he makes this free throw here, it's all going to be a moot point, because you got a 2-score game at that point, and there is 0 time for Sonoraville. So this game is in the books. They'll roll it in, try to preserve the time, but you'd have to make a three and get fouled and make the free throw, and it doesn't matter because it's over. Game over. Model wins it in overtime, 52-48 over the Phoenix. What a basketball game, and we're just getting cranked up. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We're glad you're with us tonight. Live hoops inside Woodard Gymnasium, and we'll start to set the stage for the Model Lady Devils and the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix, and officially start our pregame after we take a 3-minute timeout here down the line. 3-minute timeout. We'll be back to start our pregame. Glad you're with us.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You look exhausted.
Dude, my to-do list got the best of me. I finally sharpened the blade, trimmed the yard, raked the leaves, and then I mowed.
Yeah, me too.
Get out. You're not even breaking a sweat.
I know. My grasshopper trimmed around the yard, power vac the leaves, and then mowed. I did all of it without leaving my seat.
I gotta get a grasshopper.
Finish fall cleanup and be ready for winter with a grasshopper mower.
Here we go again.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
To Woodard Gymnasium as we get ready for model basketball tonight on the live stream produced by Northwest Georgia Media, or you may be listening on the radio tonight. However you're joining us, we welcome you in to the broadcast. We've got model and Sonoraville. We're going to start with varsity girls basketball in our first game, which is going to get a little bit later start than originally planned because we had an overtime JV game that the model boys won 52-48 just moments ago. So we're going to start, I don't know, close to about 30 minutes behind schedule today. Original tip-off time was 7 o'clock. It's going to be more like 7:25 by the time we get things rolling inside Woodard Gymnasium. But we've got two really good girls basketball programs facing off in this first game. It's the Model Lady Devils coming in at 9-5 and 3-1 out of their region, which is Region 6, Class A Division I. Meanwhile, Sonoraville comes in at 11-4, and they are 5-2 in region play. That is in 7AA. They are second only to Murray County, a team that is undefeated in region play this year. And it seems like it's kind of the same song that we see a lot of years with that Murray County program. Very good girls basketball played in that particular region. So this is one of these games that's going to be a great non-region opportunity for Model, but also for Sonoraville, because these are teams that always have high aspirations once you get to the end of the year, whether it's in the region tournament or when it gets into the postseason, beyond that in the state tournament. So I think both of the coaches for these programs like to schedule these tough games during the season so that they can challenge themselves and get better.
Yeah, and you look at last year. I know we're going back to last year, but you look at Sonoraville, 3 of their 4 losses were Murray County. So that's a testament to just how good this region is. And we already saw from Sonoraville, they're 11-4. They have 2 losses already in the region. One of them is Union County and Murray County. So this is going to be a really, really deep region, especially for them. And this is going to be a good test for them as well with Model, because not only is Model a really good team, they have some size to them. Obviously, the Cam Sanders and Eva Pointer back. That's a good person to get back if you're Model. She provides a kind of extension of their offense, can stretch it out to the mid-range line. So this is a good test for both teams, and a good test before region play really amps up, and Model's going to have to go against Temple, the Heard Counties of the world, and beat Pepper already. So we're just going to have to see how this one goes, especially in the non-region.
Oh, no question about it. And the Model Lady Devils come into the game riding a 3-game win streak, as does Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. So both teams come into this matchup with some momentum. Model is averaging 47.4 points a game. allowing just 42.6. Meanwhile, on the other side, this has been a very productive team on the offensive side of the floor. Have the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix this year. They're averaging 52.4 points a game, and on the defensive side are only allowing just a little over 39 points. So no doubt this is going to be a big challenge, and I'm looking forward to this basketball game, no question about it. We're going to continue to set the stage and talk over the matchup. Again, it's Model and Sonoraville here tonight, and non-region tilts in girls varsity and then boys varsity to follow. So we're just getting started here. We'll go ahead and take a 3-minute break. We'll come back and have more conversation in our pregame. But you are listening to or watching live coverage of Model basketball presented by Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors are tough thanks to more built-in weight, so they can safely pull flex-wing mowers and rescue neighbors stuck in the mud. And you're tough too. You haul feed and pull a float in your hometown parade.
Let's pray.
And still make it to supper. Now that's tough. Sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. Welcome back in live to Woodard Gymnasium. Matt Davis and Grayson Atkins with you tonight to bring you the call of two games that should be a lot of fun here inside the gym at Model High School. And we'll kind of jump back into our conversation about our first matchup between the Model Lady Devils and the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. To kind of give you a little background on the last game for each of these teams, we'll start with the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. They picked up a 67-25 home victory over Ringgold, so they were pretty dominant in that performance. They were up 40-18 by halftime of that game. They had 10 players that scored, so one of the things that you're able to glean from that is they're a lot like Model in the fact that they share the ball well. They've got a lot of different players that they can go to get offensive production. As we pointed out earlier, they play some good defense, so they got a pretty deep bench on this basketball team. And we'll tell you about some of the high performers in that victory over Ringgold, but they would have a couple of players, actually three of them, that got into double digits. Elizabeth Cady
A freshman was the high scorer with 15 points. With 11 points was Lily Lovingood, who knocked down 3 threes in that contest. And with 2 threes and 12 points overall was Keegan Angel. And those are just a few of the players that are contributors to this team each night of the season for the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. So again, a team that's got some depth, and they've got a lot of players that they can go to on both sides of the floor to get production, whether it's getting stops on defense or scoring the basketball on the other end. Meanwhile, for the Model Lady Devils, they picked up a victory over Pepperell, got a little bit of revenge from a game that took place in the Christmas tournament a couple of weeks ago, and they pulled away to win 60-34 on Tuesday. They were up 24-20 at halftime, Grayson, but they outscored Pepperell 36-14 to bust it wide open in the second half and pull away to win the game. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can carry that momentum into this contest against a really, really good team they're facing tonight.
Yeah, and in that game against Pepperell, towards the end, especially in that third and fourth quarter, Model really upped the ante on defense, started pressing a whole lot. They were pressing a lot of the game, but really started to up the ante. They're getting a lot of easy shots inside. It was a really physical game, but Model did a great job rebounding the ball and ended up getting revenge, as you just said. That was a great game in the first half. Model was able to pull away, and that was some sweet revenge, because you remember how they lost against Pepperell. Model had a lot of chances towards the end to take that lead, but were able to fall short. So that's a good win here, or that was a good win against Pepperell, and we'll see how that translates, how kind of an emotional win like that, especially when you lose the first time. It's, a lot of the times Model and Pepperell, it's a bitter rivalry, so we'll see how that can carry into this game.
Well, as far as scoring's concerned for Model in the previous game against Pepperell on Tuesday, they pick up 22 points from Camry Sanders, 16 points from Georgia Womack, who knocked down a couple of threes in the game, and they had 7 players that ended up scoring in the basketball game. We'll talk more about that as we go along throughout the contest, but we do need to take one more quick break. We'll give you the starting lineups when we come back. Also have the national anthem. It'll be go time inside Woodard Gymnasium. We're 2 minutes away from tip-off of this one, and we will step out for 2 minutes. We're back again with the starting lineups and the national anthem after these messages.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors are tough thanks to more built-in weight, so they can safely pull flex-wing mowers and rescue neighbors stuck in the mud. And you're tough too. You haul feed and pull a float on your hometown parade.
Let's pray.
And still make it to supper. Now that's tough. Sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead.
Welcome back into Woodard Gymnasium. It is now time for the national anthem here in just a couple of moments. And then, as promised, we'll give you the starters for tonight and we'll get things rolling. Here's the national anthem. can hear over the crowd mic, or if you're watching on the video, you've seen some shots of the crowd here tonight. We've got another great crowd on hand, as you come to expect, for basketball night here at Woodard Gymnasium. And again, you know, with the weather we've got this weekend, I can think of no place I'd rather be than inside this gym here watching some good basketball. So anyway, we're going to give you the starting lineups, and then we'll get things rocking and rolling here inside Woodard Gymnasium. We're going to start with the visiting Sonoraville Lady Phoenix, and we will start with number 4, Ellison Hopper, a sophomore this year, had 4 points in the game over Ringgold earlier this week. Also in the starting lineup, number 12, Hannah Bradley, a senior. Number 14, Lily Lovingood, a junior. We mentioned her 11 points and 3 threes against Ringgold. Number 22, Lakeland Hall, a junior. And number 33, Malia Moore, a junior. And that is the starting 5 there for the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. Their head coach is Stephanie Caudell, who has had a tremendous amount of success as the head coach of the Sonoraville Phoenix. Last year they went 26-4 and made it to the Elite 8. So this has been a program that's been very good for a while. Meanwhile, for your model Lady Devils, let's give you their starting lineups, and then we'll get things going inside Woodard Gymnasium. We're going to start with number 1, Camry Sanders, a sophomore. Number 3, Addie Mathis, a senior. Number 15, Sasha Wood, a senior. Number 21, Samantha Betts, a sophomore. And rounding out the starting 5 tonight for your model Lady Devils is number 25, Jada Wells, a senior this year. And the head coach of the model Lady Devils is Sally Eccles. She's been here for a couple of decades, has had a tremendous amount of success. Her team last year was 24-6, were the region champs, and made it all the way to the Final Four. And that is not the first trip that a Sally Eccles coached model basketball team has made to the Final Four. There's been a bunch of them. And if you're ever in Woodard Gymnasium, you can look up and admire in the rafters the banners here and see all the accolades that they picked up over the years in basketball. And it's been a lot of fun to be around and witness a lot that has happened over the years with both the boys and the girls basketball programs. A lot of success over the years. So anyway, it's time for the tip-off. Here we go, and model's going to win it. Camry Sanders wins the tip, and Sasha Wood opens up with possession of the ball. Betts inside to Sanders off the glass, and Grayson, they score right on the first possession.
It's going to be interesting to see how Sonoraville handles Cam Sanders inside. She's big, she's physical, and she can score at will, especially if you leave her one-on-one.
100%. Sonoraville with the basketball, shot on the way, a 3 ball is missed. They get a long rebound, go back inside, ball slapped around a couple of times. Sanders comes out with it. Sasha Wood across the timeline for model, and she will back up between the circles and set up the half-court offense for the Lady Devils. Fires underneath to Jada Wells, backs her way in, misses the shot, but Sanders is there for the rebound. Kick out, 3 opportunity. Samantha Betts bounces high off the rim, gets her own rebound, and gets the putback. Look at that stick-to-itiveness, if that's a word, from Samantha Betts.
Yeah, and I remember this team, this Sonoraville team last year, they press a lot. They're physical on defense, and looks like that's exactly what they're going to do here. This little 2-2-1, it looks like.
Inbound pass goes to Betts. Now to Sanders. A little bit of press here, as Grayson mentioned, and the ball is going to be knocked out of bounds. And Sonoraville is going to inbound the ball here in just a couple of moments. Right now, model leads it 4-0. Sonoraville Phoenix with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. They've got several players that they can go to for offensive production that they trust with the ball. Long 3 in the air, and that one misses the mark by a good margin. Did not catch iron, and now model brings it back the other way after getting the ball. Sasha Wood between the circles, bounces it left, gets it to Mathis. She'll back up, now back up top to Sasha Wood. Wood now on to Betts. Betts going to make a move towards the baseline, lobs it underneath, trying to get it to Sanders, but the passing lane was shut down. Pass is picked off. Sonoraville goes coast to coast. Ball is going to be, I think, knocked out of bounds on the baseline. Was that a foul?
Yeah, that was a foul. Yep. And it looks like Sonoraville's running a 2-3 with a little bit of higher pressure. So it'll be interesting to see how model goes about this going forward.
Inbound pass here for Sonoraville. They work it up top. Long range 3 on the way, and that's off the side of the rim. They're definitely favoring the perimeter shot so far in this basketball game for the most part. And we'll be learning the names of these Sonoraville players as we go along. I have not seen them play in the last couple of years, so I'm not very familiar with them, but we'll do our best. Traveling call against Model, and it's coming back to Sonoraville with 6:05 left to go in the first quarter. Model leads at 4-0. Phoenix will inbound it in the backcourt. Harper with it as the floor general. Now between the circles, going to hand it off to a teammate. Have a little weave going. They kick it back out. Harper with it, starts to drive. Feeds it back outside, little runner on the way. That's high off the rim, and Sonoraville having a hard time getting the lid off the basket early in this one, Grayson.
Yeah, and that was just a hard shot there. A little bit of a runner. Just not a high quality shot, but I guess if the coach thinks you can make it, go for it.
So Camry Sanders to inbound the ball, gets it into Samantha Betts. She'll pass it over to Wood, who brings it across the timeline, drives right in the lane, goes off the side of the backboard, picked up by Sonoraville. Coming out with it was Lovingood. Harper brings it up, passes it right wing side, 3-ball in the air. That's off the back of the rim there for Bradley. It is missed. Now Sasha Wood across the timeline with it, fires it right wing side. Mathis drives baseline, passes to Camry Sanders, puts it through the hoop, draws the foul, and it's got a three-point opportunity.
And Model is kind of dicing up this zone on the inside right now, just driving and getting open looks. And like I said earlier, it's going to be hard for Sonoraville to contain Cam Sanders because of how physical and aggressive she is on the glass, and especially going inside.
Sanders fires the free throw, goes hard off the back of the rim. It's a 6-0 run, by the way, to start the game here for Model. They lead at 5:15 left to go in the first quarter. Sonoraville getting a few looks here on the perimeter, but I have not seen one go through. Here's Harper. Is this the first? Nope, that's off the back of the rim. Ball ricochets off a couple of players' hands, and there is a foul that is going to be charged to Model.
That was a really great, even though it was a missed shot, that was a really great off-the-ball screen to get Harper open, just a missed shot, but that's a really good down screen up there, and that just a missed shot. That's what you want to see, even if you're Sonoraville.
So Sonoraville now has Moore at the free throw line, the junior. First shot on the way, and that one is through. And it'll be interesting to see, after seeing the ball go through, what that does to the confidence of the shooters of this Sonoraville team. Sometimes once you see that first one go through, it kind of starts to open things up for the rest of the team. Second shot on the way, Moore, and she knocks down a second. So the run ends at 6-0 for Model. It's a 6-2 game after the two made free throws there from Sonoraville. Wood across the timeline, dribbles left, bounces it back up to Addie Mathis, inside to Sanders, lob underneath, trying to get it to Wells. Pass got behind her, ball picked up by Sonoraville, cross-court pass, can't handle it underneath, a little too strong, and the ball's coming back to Model.
And Sonoraville's getting looks, and they're just missing. That was a wide-open pass, just a little bit too much on it.
Here is Sasha Wood, going to fire it back to Sanders. They'll pass around the pressure, sending it left wing side to Mathis. Mathis with it, and now they'll set up their half-court offense. Samantha Betts now on to Wood on the far side in front of the Sonoraville bench. Model with the basketball, leading at 6-2. We're almost halfway through with the opening quarter here of the girls' varsity game. Betts, right wing side over to Sasha Wood. Lob pass underneath is going to be picked off, and Sonoraville comes back the other way with it. Across the timeline they go. They go to Harper inside, trying to get it to Moore. Ball was deflected, but picked up there by number 12, Hannah Bradley, and she knocks down the bucket. That's their first field goal here of the quarter. Samantha Betts now on to Sanders on the other side. She'll back up, send it back to Betts. Betts between the circles, now works to her left-hand side. Back up top to Wood. Wood searches right, now works left, gives it back to Betts, lobs it underneath, getting it to Sanders. She'll post up, turns off the glass. Strong move, couldn't get the finish. Ball is going to be picked up by Sonoraville, but almost a collision between Sonoraville and Model. Ball gets loose, Model with it, ricochets out of bounds, and it's coming back to the Phoenix.
Just a few bad passes there from Model in that possession, trying to get it inside because it's been working, but you look at what Sonoraville's been able to do, tipping those passes out these past two possessions. Those are good defensive possessions.
We got a timeout here on the floor, so we're going to take it as well. 3:28 left to go here in the first quarter. Model leads at 6-4 after opening up the quarter on a 6-0 run. Sonoraville's battled back. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Couple of missed shots on the last possession for Sonoraville. We welcome you back to live coverage of Model Basketball. There's Pointer from point blank, missing the turnaround jump shot, and the rebound is going to go to Sonoraville. Now across the timeline goes Harper. Is going to leave it off for a teammate. They'll fire another three, and that's the first one they'll see go in. It is Lily Lovingood, who had 3 threes in their previous game, and they get a steal right after the made shot and have an opportunity to get their first lead of the game here. It is, or actually they have their first lead of the game. Fires another three at 7-6. Sonoraville's up by 1.
Yeah, and that was just a great shot from Lovingood. Now they're finally starting to have confidence in the perimeter game. We'll see how that goes towards the duration of this game.
Sasha Wood with it on the left wing side, feeds it into the corner, gets it to Samantha Betts. Met's going to fire it back over to Wood. Wood bounce past a Pointer at the high post, goes in, gets fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line. So an opportunity for Eva Pointer at the free throw line coming up.
I really like what Model's doing, being patient with the passes this possession, just waiting to get the ball inside, an opportunity here at the free throw line.
So 2 free throws coming up here for Pointer. First one's on the way, high arcing shot. That goes off the back of the rim, and she will get ready for a second shot. If she can make the second of the pair, then we're going to be tied back up with 2:16 left to go here in the first quarter of the ball game. This has been a fun first almost 6 minutes of the game. And so one more free throw coming up here for Pointer. She'll receive the ball from the official, go through her routine here, and the second shot's on the way, and that one is going to go off the back of the rim. And the rebound goes to Sonoraville. I think she'll be locked in next time she goes up there. Those were not missed by much. Gets a steal right after her trip to the free throw line, goes in, puts it up, misses the shot, and they call an offensive foul.
And I don't exactly think she was set on that. I would get a replay here. Oh, her feet were moving. She wasn't planted, but
I didn't think there was much contact there, but I'm not going to argue about the officiating, but nonetheless, Lady Phoenix end up with the ball. They've got it, start to drive towards the free throw line. Shot is up, Karam's off the rim, and the rebound goes to Model. They're going to bring it back the other way. Samantha Betts across the timeline, fires right wing side, and a whistle and a foul is going to go against the Phoenix. They're going to get Lakeland Hall on that one. And so Sasha Wood to trigger it in motion for the Lady Devils. Between the circles is Betts. Back to Wood. Dribbles right in front of the Sonoraville bench over into the corner. Now is going to fire it back up top. That one's going backcourt. And Womack tries to track it down. It goes out of bounds. And now the Phoenix will bring it back up the floor here in just a moment.
just off the baseline. Ooh.
Oh, they're going to say a Phoenix player touched it last, actually, so Womack going to send it in. Pressure coming here from Sonoraville. They're going to try to pass around it. Betts takes the pass, now gives it to Pointer, drives in, tries to pass it down low to Sanders. The pass is picked off by Sonoraville, and Harper's going to bring it back the other way for the Lady Phoenix. She's across the midcourt stripe, going to hand it off to a teammate. Now dribbling with the ball is going to be Katie. Now back to Harper. Harper trying to work around a screen. Now goes to the right wing side. They'll break towards the baseline. Now kick it back up top. Fires the three. That's Harper off the side of the rim. It won't go. Moore tries to keep it in bounds, and it goes out of bounds on the near sidelines.
You have to like the confidence that Sonoraville's having right now. Not afraid to shoot deep. Not afraid to get looks inside. So we're going to see how they're able to make shots towards the end of this game. It's a low-scoring affair right now, but at some point, the lid's going to have to come off the rim and shots are going to have to start falling.
And it's been a game of a couple of runs so far because Model opened up on a 6-0 run to start the game, but the Lady Phoenix have scored 7 unanswered, and they lead it by 1 point here with under a minute to go in the first period of the basketball game. Another turnover there. It's coming back to the Phoenix. Tough possession there for the Lady Devils, and bringing it up the floor is going to be Harper, the sophomore. She will dribble across the timeline after looking off to the sidelines to get the play call. They'll send the ball in motion, sends it to the left wing side to Harper in the corner in front of the Model bench. They lob it underneath, trying to get it to Moore, and there is Pointer stripping the ball away. She gets called with the foul, but I love the aggressive nature in which she approaches basketball on the defensive side of the floor.
Honestly, that looks more like a jump ball, but
I'm with you. But it is called a foul, and now Sonoraville will inbound the ball. They're going to go between the circles with it, work it to the right wing side. Phoenix with the ball, a couple of screens there at the top of the key. Bounce pass underneath. They kick it out. Wide open three. Good sequence, but they couldn't get the finish they were looking for, and the rebound goes to Model. Cam Sanders with the basketball, feeds it near side. Womack wanted the three, had second thoughts, tried to pass it away. Pass is picked off underneath, all alone, off the glass and through as Lakeland Holland picks up her first bucket of the basketball game. 3 seconds on the clock, no time to get the ball close enough to shoot. Here for the Lady Devils, a heave there from Georgia, and that is the end of the first period. The Phoenix come out with a lead here after the end of the first frame. The score is 9-6. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. We'll be back. Phoenix are going to inbound the ball. They finished the second part of the first quarter on a 9-0 run. They lead at 9-6 after Model opened up on a 6-0 run to start the game. So a lot of ebb and flow in this one already. Long three on the way, and knocking it down is going to be Elizabeth Cady, her first bucket of the game. And that'll be the second made three here of the half here from the Lady Phoenix. Model with the basketball, and a whistle and a foul on the other end as Sasha was crossing over into the offensive side of the floor. And so Wood to send things in motion on offense here for Model. They get it in to Betts. Betts at the top of the key, feeds it to the near side. Wood's going to fire the three. That's off the side of the rim. Betts got there quick to track down the rebound. The ball was stolen away from her, and a collision there, and a foul's going to go against Betts.
And once again, Sonoraville throughout the course of this game doing a great job of getting in those passing lanes, especially when Model may have a person open, people are sliding over, getting after the ball. So you have to like what Sonoraville's doing here with this 2-3 and adding a lot of pressure onto it.
12-6 your score as that run is extended to 12 here for Sonoraville. They have doubled Model's score at this point in time. That'll be a jump ball, no doubt about it. And the ball is coming back to the Model Lady Devils. Model really, really needing a bucket here. So Sanders set to inbound the basketball here for the Lady Devils. They get it into Betts. Going to have some pressure here from the Lady Phoenix. Across the timeline goes Wood. She drives towards the lane, almost lost control of the ball. Gets it back out to Betts. Betts now on to Sasha Wood. Wood with the basketball, nearly trapped. Ball nearly knocked free. Now out to Addie Mathis. She'll reset. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Sanders with it on the right wing side. Now back around to Samantha Betts. Is going to lob it underneath to a cutting Jada Wells. 3 defenders on her. She tries to get it to the rim, and that is going to be against Model.
And you can take a look at that pressure there. As soon as that ball is fired inside, there's 3 bodies right there to be able to apply pressure. So once again, Sonoraville is going to get in those passing lanes and make it really hard to get stuff aside. And they were getting exploited a little bit at first, but they've settled down here in this 2-3.
Indeed they have. Lady Phoenix with the basketball. They will start to drive, and that is going to be a blocking foul that's going to go against Model. With 6:34 left to go in the second quarter of the ball game. Substitution already about to check in here for the Lady Devils. Georgia Womack is going to check in for Samantha Betts. And so the Phoenix set to inbound the basketball on quite a run here. And what do we got here? Was that away from the ball?
I guess it's a legal screen or some sort of off ball, illegal contact, but I didn't see it. I didn't catch it, so.
So Cam Sanders now to Womack, now back to Sanders, going to lob it over to Wells. He's going to bring it across the timeline, passes it to Addie Mathis. Here's Georgia Womack for three. That one's off the back of the rim. And now a battle for the ball ensues. We're going to have another jump ball. This time possession arrow is pointing in the Phoenix direction.
And Georgia Womack had a really good game against Pepperell, made a lot of tough layups, made a decent amount of threes. So we can see her get hot as this game goes on. Now Model will come out with a little bit of pressure.
Phoenix will inbound the ball. Nearly picked off by Georgia Womack. Inside, kind of a scoop shot, and that one goes through somehow. It was kind of just a heave there from Elizabeth Cady, but it went through.
That was just a great pass on that full court press, a cross-court pass from Harper, just a sophomore, but she's doing an amazing job. Here's the floor general here throughout the first 2 quarters of this game.
Going to have a timeout called there by Coach Eccles. We'll take one as well. Just under 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. The Phoenix on a 14-0 run that started in the first quarter. They lead Model 14-6 when we come back in 30 seconds.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
we're gonna take care of you.
If you ever hear these sounds or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole. If you ever find yourself moving,
we welcome you inside Woodard Gymnasium, where we are excited to be inside tonight. Yucky, rainy weather that we're going to have through, I think, tomorrow afternoon, and they're expecting well over an inch of rain in our general area, but it is nice and cozy inside the friendly confines of Woodard Gymnasium. But right now, the Phoenix have opened up a 14-6 lead. Model opened up the game on a 6-0 run, and since that point in time, it's been all Phoenix. So Model needing a basket. They've had quite a drought since the first quarter of the basketball game. Addie Mathis with the ball here on the near side, going to send it into the corner over to Sasha Wood. Now back up top to Sanders. She'll back up, reset the offense, looks over to the coaching staff to get the signals. Now Sasha Wood, 3 seconds on the shot clock, and gets fouled as she starts to go up. So Sasha Wood is going to have an opportunity here from the stripe. These will be the fourth and fifth free throws here of the basketball game for Model. They have missed the first 3. A couple of free throws here would go a long way. They need to stop this run here from the Lady Phoenix. First shot goes in. Sasha Wood delivers and has one more coming up. 2 games for you tonight. Non-region tilts between Model and Sonoraville. Second shot on the way. It rims out. Rebound goes to Wells. Maybe gets another try. Gets 2. Here's the third shot. Can't get it to go. And then the ref blows the whistle. She's going to the free throw line. Is Jada Wells. So 2 shots coming up here for Jada. Right now it's a 14-7 game in favor of the Phoenix. They went on a 14-0 run. There is a second shot, the first shot there rather, by Wells. Second made free throw here of the second quarter for Model, and that makes it a 6-point game. Second shot on the way from Wells. That one rattles through. So 3 of 4 from the stripe in the second quarter, and that helps the cause. That brings it back within a 5-point game and hopefully can help Model kind of settle in here into the second quarter of the game. So Sonoraville across the timeline with the basketball, working quick. Here's a long 2 on the way. That one's way too strong. Rebound's going to be picked up by Model. They just made 3 free throws to stop the run here from Sonoraville. Then they get a stop. So let's see if they can come up with a field goal here. Here's Wells going in, and she's going back to the free throw line. So the strategy's been to get inside, be aggressive underneath, and get to the free throw line. And Grayson, so far that strategy is paying off.
Yeah, for a little bit there in that first quarter, early second quarter, that strategy wasn't working, and Sonoraville was able to kind of hone in, send a few bodies down there. But now Model's been able to find success from some long passes.
First shot is missed. One more coming up here for Jada Wells at the charity stripe. We've got a 5-point game, 14-9. Has the Indiana-Oregon game started yet?
Oh, yeah. Indiana scored the first 11 seconds of the game.
Oh, wow. Second shot on the way is through. Jada Wells 3 of 4 here in the second quarter from the charity stripe. That cuts it to a 4-point game. So Model getting it done at the free throw line as they try to climb their way back into the game. Jada Wells, who's been the star of the second quarter, steals it away, gets it to Sasha Wood. Addie Mathis, wide open three. That one caroms across the rim, and a rebound goes to Womack, and she gets fouled immediately.
And now if you're a Model, you know, your success is going to come for the free throw line, so keep being aggressive down low. Even if you don't make the shot, you have some opportunity for some offensive rebounds, and you have to take advantage of that, get to the free throw line.
Womack puts up the free throw line, leaves that one a little bit short. She'll get ready for a second free throw. If she can make the second of the pair, it'll be a 3-point one-score ball game between Model and Sonoraville. Each team has gone on runs in this game. Has been how the scoring has gone. Womack makes the second. We got a 3-point game. Sonoraville was up 14-6. Passes out of bounds. All the momentum is in Model's favor at this point. Let's see what they can do here with this possession in a one-score game. Phoenix lead at 14-11. Model has outscored the Phoenix 6. Well, they've tied here in this quarter, 5-5 rather. Addie Mathis going to send it to the near side, gets it to Sasha Wood. Now back to Mathis between the circles, sends it in to the high post, kicks it out. There's Womack for three. That one goes in and out, and the rebound goes to Wells, and she gets fouled right near the baseline.
And once again, these offensive rebounds have been big for Model here in this second quarter, and most of these points have come off of free throws.
Every bit of them has.
And every bit has come off of free throws. So this, if you're Sonoraville, you're going to have to adjust, maybe be less aggressive on those defensive boards and get to be able to beat this full court pressure.
First shot rattles out there for Jada Wells as she gets ready for a second free throw. Right now the Phoenix cling to a 3-point lead. They had led by a score of 14-6, but as Grayson pointed out, success at the free throw line has really helped Model. Of course, that one is missed, goes out of bounds, and it comes back to the Phoenix.
Talk about beating pressure. Dante Moore threw a pick six in the first play of the game from scrimmage.
Oh my goodness. Lady Phoenix will bring it back up the floor. Harper with it across the timeline after taking the outlet pass. Now back between the circles. Going to work towards the left wing side, back up top. Harper with the basketball being guarded by Womack. Works around, goes inside, puts it up. That goes off the back of the backboard, over the backboard rather, and out of bounds, and is coming back to Model. And so Sanders will feed it in, gets it to Sasha Wood. Wood back to Sanders. Now on to Addie Mathis. Mathis in a heave gets it over to Womack. Hands it off to Sasha Wood. She's out at the top of the key. Looks towards Womack. She's covered up, so sends it to the near side. Gets it to Mathis. She'll back up, reset the offense. Here's Womack, right wing side to Sasha Wood. Baseline, they go to Wells. Kicks it back out. Womack with a basketball, lobs it to the high post and gets it to Cam Sanders, who's up top. Now feeds it right wing side inside to Wells from Wood, off the glass and through. And Jada Wells is going to the free throw line with a 3-point opportunity. And Grayson with that bucket, it's a 1-point game. Model had trailed 14-6. If Wells can knock down this free throw, we're going to have ourselves a tie ball game.
And eventually, if you reverse the ball enough, which is what Model did in that possession, the defense is going to be in a little bit of disarray, and you're finally able to get a open post up. So good little pass in there for Model to get down low.
Aiden Green checks into the game here for Sonoraville. Checking in for Model is going to be Eva Pointer. At the free throw line is Jada Wells trying to convert a 3-point play and tie this ball game up. Shot on the way, and it is good. We got a tie ball game. Model has stormed back from a 14-6 deficit and have tied the ball game at 14 apiece. A lot of the damage done from the free throw line. Sonoraville with the basketball. Now with the game locked up with 3:15 left to go here in the first half of play. They're going to go between the circles, long range three, and nothing but net for Ellison Harper as they retake the lead 17-14.
That was a deep three too. That was an amazing shot there from Harper. And if you're a model, you want to get this ball down the floor quick.
Here's Sasha Wood, bounce pass, battle for it underneath. It is won by Sonoraville as they come out with the ball and a whistle and a foul. I think they're going to get Eva Pointer on that one. So the Phoenix lead at 17-14 with 2:53 left to go in the second quarter of the ball game. The Phoenix will inbound the ball and bring it up the floor. Harper, who is their floor general, will bring it up the floor. She knocked down a long-range three, as Grayson pointed out, on their last possession, and it was deep. Travels that time. She was surveying the floor, and she kind of slid her pivot foot right in front of the official and gave it right back to the Model Lady Devils. 2 games for you tonight with Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ. And I think we're also on the Southeast Sports Network tonight, unless I'm badly mistaken. But Sasha Wood with it on the right wing side. Now back up top. Now to the left wing, they go to Womack. Womack with the basketball, feeds it back between the circles to Sanders. Womack with the ball, started to make a move, went off her leg, retains possession, gives it back to Sanders. Sanders going to work towards the right wing side. Sanders now dribbles at the timeline. There's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Got to make a move. They try to feed it underneath to Jada Wells, and the pass goes out of bounds. And it was last touched by the Phoenix. It was deflected, so it's going to stay with the Model Lady Devils. But they've only got 4 seconds on the shot clock, so they got to get the ball moving quick. They're going to inbound to Georgia Womack. Pump fake, kicks it right wing side. There's Wood for 3, high off the rim. It won't go, and the rebound goes to the Phoenix. Phoenix across the timeline, dribbling right. Now back up top to Harper. Puts up the long-range 3, and that one is going to rattle in. That is Ellison Harper's second made 3 of the second quarter and of the game.
And as soon as Model goes on an 8-0 run, Sonoraville responds with a 6-0 run. So we've already seen this. It's going to have to be a game of runs for either team.
Sometimes basketball is just like that, you know.
And Sonoraville's already over the foul limit. So unlike a one and one rule like it used to be, you now shoot 2 free throws, and that was an adjustment for me as a PA announcer. Instead of saying this person at the line for a 1-and-1, now it's 2. So Alana makes the first, and she'll have another guaranteed free throw.
Diamond going to check into the game for the first time. Jada Wells checking out. So for the Lady Devils, you've got Sanders, Diamond, Penn, Wood, and Womack right now. I'll give you a floor check on Sonoraville when we get a chance. But right now, Penn's got one more free throw coming up, and it's on the way, and that's off the front of the rim. So score remains 20-15 in favor of Sonoraville. Harper brings it up the floor for the Lady Phoenix. She's across the timeline, works right. Being guarded right now by Sasha Wood. She wants to drive baseline. Step back 3 on the way. That one's way too strong. Outlet pass from Sanders to Womack. Off the glass and through. What a feed and what a finish. Sanders to Womack to pay dirt. And that cuts it to a 3-point game. Harper with the basketball for Sonoraville. 1:12 left to go here in the half. Phoenix lead it by 3, 20-17. There's the handoff, sends it right wing side to Harper. She's had a hot hand for parts of this second quarter. Now they feed it back outside. Here's a shot from the low block, off the glass, and it rattles through there for Hannah Bradley, her second bucket of the game. And the Phoenix have a 5-point lead with 50 seconds left to go in the first half. Model with the ball, passing across the pressure. They get it to Diamond. Diamond on to Womack. Womack between the circles, surveys right, gives it off to Sasha Wood on the right wing in front of Coach Caudle. Now underneath to Penn and keeps it at, nope, steps on the baseline as she was trying to keep the ball in bounds, and it's coming back to the Phoenix. Grayson, the shot clock is off here for the Phoenix here in what could be the last possession here of the half, and it looks like the Phoenix want to talk over what they want to do with the remaining seconds with a 22-17 lead over the Model Lady Devils. We step out for a 30-second break. if you want to listen to some college hoops tomorrow, you can do so on WLAQ. I told you earlier in the week that we were going to have a lot of basketball in the coming days, but the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets have hit the road, and they're playing down in Miami tomorrow at noon, and you can listen to the call from Andy Demetra on the Georgia Tech Radio Network coming up tomorrow. And if you are somebody out there listening that's aspiring to be a broadcaster, listen to Andy Demetra's call. He is an absolute pro. I love to listen to him call the games. Of course, Georgia Tech over the years, they've had some excellent broadcasters. My favorite that they ever had was Wes Durham. Shot on the way, that's off the front of the rim. Rebound picked up by Sonoraville. 18 seconds, the shot clock is off. Sonoraville is up by 5, wanting to add to it before they go to the locker room. Harper with the ball is going to fire the 3, and that one is through. Grayson, that's her third made 3 here of the game.
Yes, obviously she can shoot, and we didn't
3 seconds. Here's Zakia Diamond and the 3 ball on the other end, and it is missed. Go ahead and complete your thought, man.
We didn't know much about Sonoraville personnel-wise coming to this game, but Ellison Harper has obviously made a name for herself, just a sophomore, but she handles the ball really well. Obviously can shoot, so she's one of the X factors for Sonoraville. If you're model, you're gonna have to slow her down from the three-point line. You can't really sag off and expect her not to shoot and to make it. So hopefully some adjustments here from Coach Echols' team on that idea here in the second half.
Well, we are at halftime, and right now Sonoraville leads it in a game that has been a game of runs, as you often see in the sport of basketball, but the Phoenix lead it after a big run of their own to end the first half. 25-17 over the Model Lady Devils. We'll step out for 3 minutes, and we'll come back with a halftime show after these messages.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors are tough thanks to more built-in weight, so they can safely pull flex-wing mowers and rescue neighbors stuck in the mud. And you're tough too. You haul feed and pull a float on your hometown parade.
Let's pray.
And still make it to supper. Now that's tough. Sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
We welcome you back live here at halftime. Live coverage of high school hoops with Northwest Georgia Media video stream and also live radio coverage on WLAQ. I'm Matt Davis alongside Grayson Atkins, a model alum here on Alumni Night inside of Woodard Gymnasium. Of course, now Grayson is a freshman over at Samford University, and Christmas break getting ready to go back to school coming up next week. But we're going to break down the first half for you. The Model Lady Devils and Sonoraville Lady Phoenix locking horns here in the first game of the night, and the Phoenix are on top by 8, 25-17 here at halftime. And we saw a lot of runs back and forth between these two teams in the first half of the game. Model opened up the game on a 6-0 run, then it was a 14-0 run from Sonoraville. And then I believe Model went on an 8-0 run, and then Sonoraville answered back, and again they lead it 25-17 at halftime. Sonoraville outscored Model in the first quarter 9-6, and then 16-11 in the second quarter, and that is how we got there quarter by quarter. Now, when we look at the scoring individually, we're going to start with the Model Lady Devils, and they spread it around pretty well. They've had 6 players that have gotten the scoring total so far tonight. Cam Sanders with a couple of buckets in the first quarter. She had 4 points. 3 points for Georgia Womack, 1 point for Sasha Wood from the free throw line, 2 points for Samantha Betts, 1 point for Alana Penn. And the leading scorer in the game for the Lady Devils is Jada Wells, and she scored 6 points, 4 of those 6 points from the free throw line. And when you look at the free throw line from the Lady Devils, they spent a tremendous amount of time there compared to Sonoraville. Sonoraville shot 2 free throws, made them both. That was early in the first quarter. Meanwhile, Model went to the free throw line, Grayson, a total of 16 times in the first half of the game. 13 of those 16 attempts came in the second quarter. They missed the first 3 attempts in the first quarter, but made 7 of 13, so a bit better there in the second quarter of the game. That really helped them stay in the game, and but nonetheless, right now they trail 25-17. Now the scoring breaks down like this for Sonoraville. They'd pick up 5 points from Elizabeth Cady, 4 points from Hannah Bradley, 3 points from Lily Lovingood, who made a 3 there in the first quarter. Lakeland Hall had 2 points from the free throw line from Moore. And then the leading scorer there for the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix and in the game overall, making 3 threes, all of them made in the second quarter, was Ellison Harper. She had 9 points. She's the leading scorer in the game.
Yeah, and I said it before we went off the air. It's going to be interesting how Model kind of contains Harper, because a lot of her shots are coming from the three-point line, but she's a really good facilitator, is able to get the ball inside and get the defense to crash, and they're able to kick it out a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Model kind of adjust their defense, because once again, most of their, pretty much essentially all their points, other than I believe 2 you mentioned, are field goals. So they're really scoring at a high clip, and Model's really, a lot of their points are in this game because of their free throw attempts, and that's not discrediting Model, but you're going to have to find a way to get some easy looks inside, maybe outside. But credit where credit's due. Sonoraville's defense has caused some disarray, and when Model goes on a little run of their own, whether it be the free throw line or inside, Sonoraville is able to respond right back. So we're gonna see how that goes in the second half.
Sonoraville made 5 threes there in that first half, and again they lead it at halftime 25-17. We better take advantage of another opportunity here as we're running out of time here at halftime to catch our breath. So we'll take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half between the Model Lady Devils and the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix inside Woodard Gymnasium on the campus of Model High School here in Rome, Georgia. We'll step out for 2 minutes. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors have a tough, heavy-duty steel frame, so they can lift fallen trees and everything else thrown our way. And you're tough, too. You maintain roads and mend fences and give your neighbors a hand and still make it to church on Sunday. Now that stuff sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
We are 24 seconds or 26 seconds into the start of the second half of the ball game. She makes the first one. We get ready for the second free throw. It's on the way, and that one rattles around the rim and off. Ball is going to be poked out of bounds, and it'll come back here to the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix, who lead the game. Currently 25-18 is your score. It was 25-17 at halftime. So Model gets the first point of the second half. Here's a pass underneath off the glass. Left that one a little bit short. Sasha Wood has the rebound, drives back towards the other side, and the ball's going to be knocked out of bounds. I think it was poked out of bounds there by Sonoraville, so it's coming back to the Lady Devils, or it's going to stay with the Lady Devils, I should say. And so Sasha Wood surveys the floor, sends it in to Samantha Betts. Now to the left wing corner to Wood. Now back up to Betts. Betts going to work her way inside, down low to Wells. That one goes off the bottom of the rim, picked up by the Lady Phoenix. They'll bring it back the other way. Hall to Harper. Harper passes it right wing side. They drive baseline, loses the handle momentarily, kicks out, open three. That one's off the side of the rim. Battle for the rebound ensues. It's won by Sasha Wood. Model going to bring it back the other way. Pass underneath, too strong, goes out of bounds as it was headed from Cam Sanders over to Addie Mathis. And now the Phoenix are going to get it back, man. A flurry of activity in the first minute and change here of this third quarter.
Yeah, and if you're Model, you kind of want to slow down a little bit on offense. Just some errant passes, a few missed layups. Just kind of slow down a little bit, get back into a rhythm.
Three ball in the air. That one bounces high off the rim. Battle for the rebound is won by the Phoenix. Here is another crack at it from three-point land by Harper. Misses the shot. She made 3 threes in the second quarter of the ball game. Misses that one. And now we get ready for the Phoenix to inbound the ball. What's the update on the college football playoff game, Grayson?
Well, it's a tie game. Dante Moore avenged himself, throwing a little pass and touchdown there. They're in the halfway point of the first quarter.
Three ball in the air. It's a miss. Sasha Wood picks up the rebound here for the Model Lady Devils. Drives in, shot up off the side of the rim. It won't go. Rebound picked up by Sonoraville. The Phoenix nearly have a pass picked off. It's going to roll out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Phoenix.
I think it's going to Model.
No, it's going to Model. You're right.
Yeah,
no doubt. I thought right there at the end it might have gone off the leg of Sanders, but it did not. Here is Addie Mathis to Sanders in the corner, and that was an offensive foul that was charged against the Lady Devils, so it's coming back to the Phoenix. That was away from the ball. I think they got Wells on that one.
Yeah, they kind of a little bit of contact there, just to kind of restrict the person from getting to that screen and getting to Cam Sanders. So yeah, that was definitely a foul. A little bit of a carry there.
Yep, carry there for Harper. And now the Lady Devils will inbound the ball here, trailing by 7 points. Only 1 point has been scored. That was at the free throw line for the Lady Devils here in the first minute and 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the third quarter, rather. Ball going to be poked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Model, so they will inbound from the near sidelines on their end of the floor. And Sasha Wood's going to feed it in to Samantha Betts. Now back to Wood. Underneath, they go to Sanders. And as Grayson mentioned, a great feed there from Wood to Sanders, and Sanders is there for the finish. Great teamwork. 25-20, Model cuts it back to a 5-point game after trailing by 8 at the half. Here are the Phoenix on the other end, a heave towards the bucket and a miss, but a trip to the charity stripe here for Harper. We've not seen her from the free throw line. As a matter of fact, this is only second trip to the line for the Phoenix in the game.
Good head fake there from Harper, just biting on the pump fake, just a simple, just a little up and under, but
misses the free throw, gets ready for a second. So right now, Model has opened up a 3-0 run here to start this half. Second shot on the way is through. She makes it.
And Sonoraville's going to stick with this 2-2-1. We saw it run in the first half, and Model broke it at times, and sometimes they got picked off in it. So we're going to see how that press works this second half and the adjustments Model made towards it.
Addie Mathis with a quick 2 attempt, misses the shot. Wells trying to collect the rebound. Ball ricochets off a couple of players. Finally, Wood came out with it and got fouled.
Little back tap there from what it looked like. Yeah, just trying to get the steal. Just got a little bit of risk. Can't do that.
Sanders going to inbound the ball here for Model here in just a moment. Fires it in, gets it to Betts. Now to Addie Mathis, was open, could have had the 3. Fires it right wing side to Wood. Inside, they want to get it to Sanders, who knocks it through. Great unselfish play and ball movement there from the Model Lady Devils. A few passes, gets the look they were looking for underneath, and it pays off. 3 ball on the way for Harper on the other end. Misses the shot. Long rebound picked up by Moore. Gets fouled on her way up. Misses the shot. But we will see free throws coming up for Moore and Grayson. In the first quarter of the ball game, we saw Moore at the stripe once and has a nice touch on those free throws. She was 2 for 2 in that first quarter.
Yeah, and Model just not boxing out good right now. Sonoraville's getting a lot of offensive rebounds, off misses, and just even when the ball's loose. So Model gonna have to do better if they want to get some success in off-ball scenarios.
That one rattles in for Moore. Not as pretty as the first 2 that she had in the first quarter of the ball game, but she's now 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, and that brings the lead back to 5 points here for Sonoraville. Second shot on the way. That one's off the back of the rim. Her first miss from the stripe here in this evening's contest. Rebound goes to Sonoraville, though, so they retain possession of the basketball. Harper with it on the right wing side in front of the Sonoraville bench. They work it back between the circles. Dribbling with it now is going to be Bradley. And it's a travel called against number 22. It just received the pass, Lakeland Hall, and that's a turnover. And the Lady Devils will have the basketball, trailing by a score 27-22.
This is a really well-composed Sonoraville team. Go to the roster, 1 senior on the roster.
Ball stolen away. Sonoraville 1-on-1, and good defense there by Samantha Betts to force the jump ball and force the issue there.
Yeah, that's just good getting back to it. Definitely a jump ball. Ooh. Yeah.
Sanders will inbound the ball. They get it to Wood. Still pressure here from Sonoraville. We've seen that all game. Now back to Sanders as they try to pass out of it. Wood just in time. Now to Mathis on the right wing to a cutting Wells underneath. Post up, shoots, and scores. Jada Wells with the bucket.
And especially if you're Model, you want to get this ball off the floor fast so Sonoraville can't get back in their zone, and you're left with some mismatches down low and giving easy one-on-one opportunities that you can take advantage of.
Sonoraville with the basketball between the circles. Now they'll work inside. Little runner off the glass and through there for Lily Lovingood. Only her second field goal of the night. She's got 5 points. Crisp pass is picked off there by the Lady Sonoraville Phoenix. Ball is rolling down the floor, chased down by Harper. That's going to be back court, so it's coming back to the Lady Devils.
And that's lucky for Motto to get that ball back. That was an extremely errant pass down the middle. That was completely covered, and I just no really other options that Sanders thought that were there, but just a uncostly turnover. Lucky for Motto to get the ball back.
Here's Georgia Womack with it on the left wing side in front of the model bench, working from left to right. Now Sasha Wood with it in the corner on the left wing side. Pointer, the lob underneath, getting it to Wells. A kick out. Here is Sasha Wood from around the free throw line, misses the shot from the elbow. Now kicks it out as Sonoraville gets the rebound to the right wing. Layup is missed. Putback won't go. Sanders strips the ball. Player hits the floor. Here's the pass to Pointer underneath from Sanders. Shot up, hangs on the rim, and she had traveled. So the shot did go in, but it will not count because of the traveling call, and it comes back to the Phoenix.
Model crowd doesn't really like that, but yeah, she moved her pivot foot. That was certainly a travel.
Ball is going to be kicked there by Sanders, so it stays with the Phoenix as they get ready to inbound the basketball. 2:50 left to go in the third period. Right now, Phoenix lead at 29-24, so a 5-point lead. We'll have the boys game coming up a little bit later tonight, running a little bit behind schedule, so that one will start probably a bit closer to 9 o'clock than the originally planned 8:30 start. Pass to the near side, three ball in the air, and you could tell as soon as that left her hands, Grayson, that was going through. Second made three for Lily Lovingood.
And Sonoraville is going to work outside in.
Another turnover there for the Lady Devils. All the momentum in the favor of Sonoraville, so Coach Eccles is going to call a timeout here for the Lady Devils. We'll take it as well. 2:29 left to go in the third quarter. The Phoenix lead at 32-24. We'll be right back in 30 seconds.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
We're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds, or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Video coverage tonight, instant replay brought to you by Smith & Wood Wealth Management. Also, Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales on board tonight as a video sponsor, as well as our presenting sponsor on the radio, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialist. Proud supporters of this broadcast tonight, Advent Health Redmond, also Shannon Pharmacy, Dogwood Books, the Herb Shop on Broad, and Duffy's Deli. I hadn't been to Duffy's Deli in a little while. That's an idea. I may have to go there for lunch coming up tomorrow.
That's where Fuddruckers used to be, right?
No.
Oh, they moved it?
It is a classic. It's over in Central Plaza. Totally different place there.
Okay. Yeah, I thought about something else. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. There used to be an old gym there. That's where Dollar General used to be. I know what you're talking about now.
Here comes Camry Sanders with the basketball for Mile across the timeline. Will pick up her dribble, sends it right over to Sasha Wood. Wood now dribbling back towards the top of the key between the circles, gives it to Georgia Womack. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball is poked free, and that is going to be a backcourt violation coming back to Sonoraville. So Sonoraville leads at 32-24. We've got just under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter of the basketball game. Sonoraville will inbound the ball to Harper into the backcourt. She's across the timeline, now sends it between the circles with a pass. Near side they go. Here's a little runner. It was tipped, I think, by Sanders. Ball ends up in the hands of Wood. Cross-court pass, trying to get it to Womack. It's picked off, though. Coming out with it was number 22, Hall. Sends it right wing side. Three ball in the air, high off the rim. Rebound going to be picked up by Womack. Gets the ball over to Cam Sanders. Sasha Wood across the timeline here for the Lady Devils. Now sends it towards the far side over to Womack. Now into the left wing side, dribbling baseline with it as Pointer. Tries to get it into the middle to Womack. Ball picked up after the deflection and stolen away here by the Phoenix. Here's Harper, shakes off the defender, puts up the shot, misses. Rebound is going to go to Moore. Now back to Harper. And right now covering her up is going to be Pointer, but gets screened. Ball loose, goes out of bounds. It stays with the Phoenix.
Just good deflection there. That ball is kind of a little high, and just a good job for that model defense just to kind of deflect it and move on to the next play.
So we get ready for Harper to inbound the ball here for the Lady Phoenix. Surveys the floor, sends it up top. Now they're going to go to Moore. Moore with it on the far side. Now back up top. Harper going to fire the three. That one's going to rattle around the rim a couple of times, and it goes through for her 4th made three of the game. Talking about Harper.
That was a good fake there on Alana Penn just to get open. Kind of like she was going to go keep on coming down, just faded off the screen and was able to knock down that three.
Ball was knocked out of bounds on the pass there from Wood. And now Wood takes the inbound pass from Sanders, dribbles between the circles, trying to work around a screen from Penn. Gets it to Diamond on the right wing side. She's nearly trapped, gives it back to Wood. Back to Sanders. Sanders going to work towards the free throw line, bounces it out to Mathis. Ball is poked free, stolen away, driving underneath. Shot is in the air, rattles around and through there for Elizabeth Cady.
And once again, Model just being really errant with these passes, kind of careless with the ball as of right now as we see it again.
Stolen away by Cady, got the shot towards the rim, missed the shot, and we're going to see her going to the free throw line with a couple of opportunities from the stripe. And that's been kind of a rarity in this game here for Sonoraville compared to Model. They have not been to the free throw line a tremendous amount. They've been there a few times, but
you just look at what Sonoraville's doing every time Model has the ball out in front. They're reaching, they're going to try to get the ball, and as of right now, Model's turning the ball over a lot.
Cady made both free throws, knocks them both down, so the score moves to 39-24. Sonoraville's extended their lead to 15 points, so biggest lead of the night here for the Phoenix. 10.9 left to go here in the contest. In the third quarter, rather. We got a whole nother quarter after this 10.9 seconds, which is now down underneath 8. And a whistle and a foul is going to go against Sonoraville. I think they got number 20 on that one. Keegan Angel charged with the foul off the bench, the freshman. She had 12 points against Ringgold in their victory earlier in the week. Inbound pass goes to Wood, now to Sanders. Time ticking, 4 seconds. Here's Diamond for three just before the buzzer, misses the shot. And that is the end of a tough third quarter for the Model Lady Devils. They will trail going into the final frame. The Phoenix on top, 39-24 over Model. We'll be back after a 1-minute timeout.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Instant Replay is brought to you by Smith & Wood Wealth Management. We also thank Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Shannon Pharmacy, WC Timber, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialists, Advent Health Redmond, The Herb Shop on Broad, Dogwood Books, and Duffy's Deli. Please support the businesses that support us.
Outscore Model 14-7 in the third frame to extend their lead to 39-24. We have now started the final quarter of the basketball game with Sonoraville in possession of the basketball. They're going to send it over to Lily Levingood. Now drives in with a little runner. That goes in and out. Rebound taken by Wells. She'll box out, clear everybody out, and Samantha Betts will bring it across the floor. They get it to the right wing side to a cutting Betts trying to go inside. The ball is going to be picked off, and this defense from Sonoraville has been absolutely suffocating throughout portions of this basketball game, good portions of it. Here's a little lob underneath, turns, shoots. Cady high off the glass, misses the shot, and Sanders picks up the rebound for Model. Model's got to make a move and go on a big run here to climb back in this game. as time is not on their side. Got to work quick. Here is Sanders off the glass, misses the shot. And another part of the recipe here, Grayson, is going to be doing what they're doing right now. Go inside, get fouled, get to the free throw line, stop the clock, and have an opportunity to get some points here without any time ticking off the clock. You got to be able to do that for sure.
Yeah, we saw it in the first half. Most of their points in that first half, I should say. Most of their points in that first half were off of free throws. So you're going to have to get back to line. Like you said, stop this clock. Find some free points whenever you're able to make your free throws and play some good defense and not turn the ball over. It's really simple.
Sanders made the first, missed the second. Sonoraville with the basketball after picking up the rebound. And now they drive towards the low block, kick out, and three on the way. Shot is missed, goes off the side of the rim. Rebound picked up by Model. Sasha Wood has got it. She's across the timeline here for the Lady Devils. Now back to Betts between the circles. Now it's going to pass it left wing side. Wood underneath to a wide open Sanders, who makes him pay. That'll cut it to a 12-point game, 39-27 in favor of Sonoraville. Sonoraville with the ball with 6:35 left to go here in the contest. Got to send it to the near side over in the left wing side to a cutting player underneath. That was Katie, missed the scoop shot. Second shot won't go. Rebound is going to be picked up by Model. Sasha Wood has got it and motors across the midcourt stripe. Now works her way towards the left, gives it off to Samantha Betts. Betts going to work her way into the paint, trying to get it to Sanders. Now to Mathis on the right wing side. Now inside to Sanders. Got two players on her. Going to feed it back out to Mathis. Back up top. Wood with the open three in the air off the back of the rim. Samantha Betts trying to track down the rebound. And it's going to stay with the Lady Devils.
Good offensive rebound there. And get the defense to play aggressive. And right now, Model has a little something going right here. Interesting to see how this goes down the last 6 minutes of this game.
Here's Sasha Wood for three. That's off the front of the rim. Wells tracks down the rebound. We're under 6 minutes to go, and we got a tie up here and a jump ball. Possession arrow points in Model's direction, so it stays on this end. I want to recognize the crew tonight. Kayla Bice and Clay Hardiker on midcourt cameras. Pan, tilt, and zoom. PTZ, that's what that stands for. And scoreboard, Thomas Patterson. For some reason, when I say that, I want to say point, but it's pan, tilt, and zoom. Shot in for Cam Sanders, knocks down another field goal. Cam has now got 12 points in the game, and that cuts it to a 10-point game. So we're almost single digits, and a timeout's going to be called, and we will take it as well. 5:40 left to go in the ball game. Models cut it back to a 10-point game. 39-29 is your score in favor of the Phoenix. We're back after a 30-second timeout. Sonoraville with this possession out of the timeout will try to end a 5-0 run for the Lady Devils, and they successfully do it there after the layup there from number 32. That is Ellie Wofford, and that cuts it to, well, that makes it a 41-29 game. Here comes Sasha Wood, sends it left wing side, gets it to Addie Mathis, tries to fire it up top. The pass is going to be picked off, creates an easy transition opportunity from the young lady that stole it away, Lakeland Hall, who went coast to coast and picked up the bucket.
And that's exactly what Model didn't need to do right there. Just throw some errant passes, and now you get it deep down there, and now they have an opportunity for a trap.
All right, and Sonoraville had Sasha Wood trapped after the pass. She tracked it down, and Coach Eccles called a timeout, wants to try to rally the troops there, get everybody back on course. But right now the Phoenix lead at 43-29. This is Model basketball with Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ tonight. I mentioned Kayla Bice and Clay Hardiker on midcourt cameras. Pan, tilt, and zoom tonight, and scoreboard handled by Thomas Patterson. replays Nathan Patterson. Director is Mike Garrett. Tonight I'm Matt Davis alongside model alum Grayson Atkins and freshman at Samford University. Here for the call tonight, courtesy of WLAQ and our board operator at WLAQ tonight. And if you followed our broadcast for many years, you can sing along with me. Lynn Butler is back at the studio tonight. And I called him a legend earlier in the week. I was trying to pay him a compliment, and he thought I was making long in the tooth jokes. I wasn't. I'll never do that, Lynn. Come on now. Model will inbound the basketball here, trailing. Having to work quick here. And gets pushed out of bounds. So we'll see Sasha Wood inbound the ball. That will be a foul against Lakeland Hall. And you can see the frustration on the Lady Devils right now for sure. Right now, Betts takes the pass, gives it to Wood inside to Camry Sanders, spins around, shoots, misses the shot, but she does earn another trip to the stripe. So Sanders with a couple of free throws coming up here for the Lady Devils, getting late in this contest. So you have to make the most of every opportunity that you get right now to get points and claw your way back into this game. And Sanders is going to leave that one a little bit short. It bangs hard off the front of the rim. Samantha Betts comes in there and gives her a couple of words of encouragement here, try to help out her teammate. And Sanders goes back to the free throw line, gets ready to go through her routine, takes a big deep breath there. She knows how important these free throws are here, and that one is going to rattle off the rim. It won't go. Wells goes in, gets the rebound, and misses the shot, but Grayson, she's going back to the stripe.
Yeah, just some good offensive rebounds, and Model's gotten a decent amount of them. There's just kind of ebb and flow right now from this offense. You know, sometimes they look good with the offensive rebounds and getting it back up. Sometimes they just throw the ball away. So
first shot from Jada Wells is through there on the free throw attempt. That cuts it back to a 13-point game with 4:50 left to go. She's got one more coming up with a pair. It's on the way and through. Good-looking free throws there. Inbound pass here from Sonoraville as they'll work it up the floor. They want to work quick, go coast to coast right out of the gate, give the ball right back to the Lady Devils, and they will try to take advantage. Sasha Wood drives right wing side, goes straight to the baseline, had the ball stripped, and a travel there against Sonoraville, so it stays on this end as the Lady Devils will get ready to inbound the ball here, trying to build up a little momentum here late in the contest, try to claw their way back into the game. Going to have some college basketball for you tomorrow on the airwaves of WLAQ. A noon tip between the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets and the Miami Hurricanes. Left wing pass. They're going to go right out of the gate to Wells. Now back to Betts. On to the right wing. That's Gentry with the ball. Going to lob it underneath to Sanders. Sanders going to spin around inside. What a move and score by Cam Sanders. That was highlight reel stuff there.
There was some contact on that shot too. Lucky that wasn't an and one, but nevertheless, that's a good shot from Sanders, and it's down to a 10-point lead. We'll see if they can pry back.
No quitting this model team. Almost have it back to single digits here. Still a good amount of time left on the clock, although it is ticking. Turnover for Sonoraville, an opportunity here for Model to get this thing back to single digits with almost an entire half, or a little over a half of a quarter to play in the ball game. So a little something cooking here for the Lady Devils. Sasha Wood across the timeline. There's Gentry trying to receive the bounce pass. It's picked off, shut down by Ellie Wofford. And here comes a quick two on the other end there by Katie. And she now has 11 points in the game after that made two. And, you know, in this game, Grayson, we've seen it multiple times. Anytime Model starts to seem to build some momentum in the game, Sonoraville's able to just punch back.
Yeah, and that's a characteristic of a great team. Anytime that, you know, it's always bend, don't break. You know, you don't, obviously you're going to give up some points, but you want to respond right back, and that's exactly what Sonoraville has been able to do here in this bowl game.
Two free throws now for Sasha Wood for the Lady Devils. That one's going to rattle out of the rim, and now she'll get ready for a second free throw. Model had brought it back to a 10-point game, threatening with the last possession to bring it to single digits, but a turnover and a quick score from Sonoraville prevented that from happening. Wood makes the second. That makes it 45-34. Sonoraville with the basketball on the other end. Now they're going to work it around the perimeter, now inside. Little runner is missed. They kick it out. Here's a 3 ball on the way. That one would hurt, but the shot is missed. Second shot won't go. Model needs a rebound here, but it stays with Sonoraville. Here's Katie off the glass, can't get it to go. Multiple second chance opportunities on that possession for the Lady Phoenix. Results in no points. And now Model going to inbound the ball in front of the Phoenix bench, but the inbound pass is stolen away. Phoenix have got the ball back. Harper with it, sends it left wing side. Now heaves it across the floor to the right wing. Ends up rolling loose on the floor, picked up by Harper. Harper on the right wing, going to challenge Gentry underneath. Kicks it out to left wing. Katie for 3 and drills it.
And we see it again. She's a great floor general. What a pass there from Harper, just finding the open person in the corner, but with somebody right on her, that's a great find there, and that's some easy points.
Sasha Wood stops her dribble, kicks it out. There's Sanders for 3 and through. What a good-looking shot as Sanders answers on the other end of the floor. Time becoming a factor, though. 2:35 left to go in the final quarter. Phoenix lead it by 11, 48-37. And a whistle and a foul is going to go against Sanders on the other end.
And if you're Model down the stretch of this game, you're going to have to start fouling and stopping this clock. And Sonoraville looks like we'll call a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Caudill is going to call a timeout, as you mentioned, for Sonoraville, so we'll do the same thing. 2:29 left to go. Phoenix lead at 48-37 over the Model Lady Blue Devils. We're back in 30 seconds.
WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber.
All right, we'll welcome you back to live coverage of high school hoops tonight with Northwest Georgia Media live stream and WLAQ Radio. Right now, Model in a little bit of trouble here with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left to go. There is enough time to mount a comeback, but this is a tough team to do that against because it always seems like this Sonoraville team's got an answer for everything that Model has been able to throw at them. But right now, the Phoenix lead at 48-37 with 2:29 left to go, and they have possession of the ball. They inbound the ball. Sanders a little bit slow to get up off the floor there. Shot off the glass, missed shot. Sanders kind of slow getting back down the other side of the floor. I wouldn't be surprised to see her check out. She's a little bit gimpy there, it looks like, on that right leg. Yeah, it looks like Eva Pointer is going to check back into the game for her in just a second. Yeah, Sanders going to take a seat. So right now on the floor here for the Lady Devils, you've got Emily Gentry, Eva Pointer, Alana Penn, Sasha Wood, and Samantha Betts. Right now, Sonoraville with the ball. Harper's got it on the left wing side, nearly stolen away by Gentry, forcing the jump ball and getting the ball back here for the Model Lady Devils. What a great effort there by Emily, the sophomore, getting some playing time late in this contest. Inbound pass here to Samantha Betts, now on to Sasha Wood. Wood.
Just a little shove in the back there. Looks like that was Elizabeth Katie, I believe, on that. And if you're Model, now you're going to the free throw line. And at this rate, Sonoraville is over the limit. So if you can just get to draw some fouls, make some shots down to and out of this game, make it less comfortable in Sonoraville, you'll have a chance to get back in this ball game. But you got to make your free throws and make your shots.
And Wood makes the first one, so we get ready for a second one. That cuts it back to a 10-point game here. If she can make this free throw, it'll be single digits. Shot on the way, and it is through for Wood. She's 3 of 4 from the stripe in the fourth quarter of the ball game, and it's single digits for the first time in quite a while. There is a shot, and it's a wedgie right between the backboard and the rim. And we'll have to get some help here.
I think you need to go down there and get that one.
Eva Pointer went up. They were going to bring another ball out and knock it out, and she just jumped up and knocked it out. Well done there, Pointer. It's kind of funny. Always love using that word there. Shot on the way. That one is going to rattle off the rim, and we'll get ready for another free throw coming up here for Wofford. Subs into the game. Gentry going to check out, Penn out. Sanders is back in. Womack is back into the game. 48-39. The Phoenix lead it by 9 points. That goes in and out. Rebound goes to Moore, though, and Sonoraville has possession of the basketball. And I would imagine they're going to be pretty deliberate with the basketball right now. They're going to kick it out to the outside. Going to go right wing side, now up top. Run their offensive set. In goes Harper, misses the shot. Pointer gets the rebound. Model brings it back the other way. They've cut it to 9. Here is Sasha Wood with the basketball out around the perimeter. Works her way around to the right wing side. Fires the 3. That one caroms off the rim. Moore trying to keep it in bounds. It goes off Pointer. It's coming back to the Phoenix.
Ref signaled the other way.
I'm pretty sure that ball went off of Pointer's arm.
I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah.
So the Phoenix will inbound the ball and bring it back the other way, leading it with 1:30 left to go by a score of 48-39. Across the timeline they go rather quickly. Feed it out the left wing side to Katie. Now up top to Moore. Moore kicks it out right wing side. Good ball movement on that sequence here from the Phoenix. Good defense from the Lady Devils. Harper with the basketball, trying to lob it underneath. They get it to Moore. She'll post up on Pointer. Tries to scoop between the defenders. Shoots, misses. Here's a 3 ball from long range. Missed shot. The putback, though, is going to fall for Ellie Wofford, and that's her second bucket of the game. And that could have been the final dagger. 50-39. It's back to an 11-point lead here for Sonoraville. The Phoenix are going to steal it away on the other end. Pointer gets it right back, though. Now feeds it right wing side to Sasha Wood. 45 seconds on the clock. Here's Gentry for 3. That one's left a little bit short off the front of the rim. Moore gets the rebound. That should have been a travel right there, I felt like. It's going to be with the Model Lady Devils, as Sanders and Womack will check back in for Penn and Gentry.
Unless we get a Tracy McGrady type of situation there, I'm not sure if that travel would have exactly mattered. But weirder things have happened. But this game looks kind of out of reach the way the Sonoraville defense is playing.
Womack into Betts. Betts going to drive, goes in, tries to lay it in, and gets fouled. So she's going to go to the stripe. This will be the first trip to the stripe of the game here for Betts. 32.7 seconds left to go in this contest. Boys game will follow about 15 minutes after this one. So we're going to get started about a little after 9 o'clock for the boys, more than likely. Original game time was slated for 8:30. We got behind earlier because there was a really exciting boys JV game between Model and Sonoraville, and the Model boys won it 52-48 in overtime. Shot on the way, that's off the back of the rim, and then another close game in the JV girls game. Sonoraville got the best of Model 41-40 in that one, but it's been a fun night of basketball inside Woodard Gymnasium. Second shot on the way, and that one is through for Betts.
I could never complain about some basketball, if I'm being frankly honest with you.
Always get a tremendous atmosphere and environment in this gym. No matter what the matchups are, fans always show up and show out. It's so much fun. 23 seconds left to go on the clock. Right now, Sonoraville leads it by 10, 50-40. And we'll have a whistle and a foul that's going to go against the Lady Devils. That one's on the floor, so we'll see Sonoraville inbound the ball here with 20.2 seconds left and the shot clock off here in the game. And right now they will inbound the ball right wing side as Model continues to play stout defense here late in this contest. Not throwing in the towel, calling off the dogs just yet. But it looks like the Phoenix have more than likely got the win in their pocket as they look to make their win streak go to 4 games, extend that to 4 games. Harper takes the inbound pass. Wood on her pretty closely. Harper works around, gives it to the right wing side. Now back up top. Model now not fouling here. 8 seconds left to go. And here's a shot from around the free throw line. That is going to be through. I think that was Bradley with the made shot there. And a heave at the buzzer. That is the end of the ball game, and Sonoraville is going to win it by a final score of 52-40 over your Model Lady Blue Devils. So again, 52-40, Sonoraville Phoenix wins over Model in the girls' varsity game. We're going to send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back and have our post-game show, and we'll be back after these messages here on WLAQ and Northwest Georgia Media.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors are tough thanks to more built-in weight, so they can safely pull flex-wing mowers and rescue neighbors stuck in the mud. And you're tough too. You haul feed and pull a float on your hometown parade.
Let's pray.
And still make it to supper. Now that's tough. Sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
Welcome back in live to Woodard Gymnasium. Matt Davis and Grayson Atkins with a call for you tonight. A model basketball and the girls varsity games in the books. It would end up a 52-40 loss for the Lady Devils, who moved their season record to 9-6, remain 3-1 in region play because that was a non-region tilt. Meanwhile, the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix improved their record to 12-4 overall, and a reminder they play in 7AA, so again a non-region game there, but they extend their win streak to 4 games. Meanwhile, that ends a 3-game win streak there for the Model Lady Devils. Well, let's break down the scoring, and again it was a 52-40 victory there for the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix. The Lady Devils would have 2 players in double digits. We'll talk about that in a moment. But Addie Mathis would have 2 points, 3 points for Georgia Womack, 4 points for Sasha Wood, 3 points from Samantha Betts, 1 point for Alana Pym. And the 2 leading scorers tonight for the Lady Devils with 10 points was Jada Wells, and 6 of her 10 points came from the charity stripe. She had a couple of field goals as well. And the leading scorer for the Lady Devils, and also the leading scorer in the game overall, was Camry Sanders, who picked up 17 points. And most of those points came there in the final quarter of the basketball game, in which Model would actually outscore Sonoraville 16-13 in the final quarter of the game. But unfortunately, the remaining quarters of the game all went to Sonoraville, so the hill was too big to climb there for the Lady Devils late in the basketball game, and they lose the game by 12 points. For the victorious Sonoraville Lady Phoenix, they would have 2 players in double digits as well. Hannah Bradley had 6. Lily Levingood would have 8, 4 points apiece for Lakeland Hall and also Ellie Wofford. And then Malia Moore would pick up 3 points. 2 leading scorers tonight for Sonoraville with 13 was Ellison Harper, who had knocked down 4 threes in the game between the second and third quarters. And then there would be 14 points made by Elizabeth Cady, who had a couple of threes, a couple other field goals, and then some made free throws. And as a team, there were 8 made threes there by the Sonoraville Lady Phoenix in that game, and they pick up a victory here tonight in a tough place to play. So again, this is one of those opportunities for both teams to play in a tough matchup in a non-region game that I think is going to help both teams as they move along through the rest of the season. Any final comments about the girls' game before we take another break?
Yeah, I mean, credit where credit's due. Sonoraville played good. Model kind of shot themselves in the foot a lot of times with those turnovers. You know, it just wasn't consistent enough at times. You know, you thought they were going to get back in the game, and once again, credit where credit's due. Sonoraville came back and punched where they needed to. So just a good win for Sonoraville, and Model's going to have to go back to the drawing board after this game and look upon, you know, got to fix the turnovers. You know, they turned the ball over a lot, got to work on protecting the ball. So I have faith that Model's going to bounce back, but once again, Model did shoot themselves in the foot a decent amount of time. And one more time, credit where credit's due. Sonoraville played a real good ball game and came out with the win. Well, congratulations to the Lady Phoenix tonight. 52-40, they are the victors tonight over Model. And we will take a 5-minute break. Going to take a long break here, 5-minute break down the line so we can round up the starting lineups here for the nightcap between the Model Blue Devils and the Sonoraville Phoenix, and also get the live stream set up here for the second broadcast for them of the night. So let's take a 5-minute break. We'll be right back to set the stage and get things rolling in the boys game. It's Model and Sonoraville coming up in 5 minutes.